Hello everybody, welcome to G4G here on YouTube. Today we are in Paladins, and we are taking a look at a new hero called Torvald. Man, there has just been a lot of content that I've been covering this week. I truly apologize for the fact if you guys are getting spammed out over here. I mean, I feel like there's weeks that go by and there's nothing that I can honestly talk about without forcing it, and then over a 3-day period, it's like I can't stop making videos. But we'll take a look at him. Right now, for Year of the Rooster here in Paladins, they are celebrating it with a weapon for Pip called the Rooster Brewster. And let's see. So it went to the weapons category, but it's not like it really highlighted it. There it is, Rooster Brewster. So it is 200 crystals, and it is the gold and red color that you've seen with a lot of Lunar Festival items in games recently. This has probably been the most that I've seen games celebrate the Lunar New Year. I mean, I've always dealt with it in World of Warcraft and Heroes of the Storm last year, but Overwatch wasn't out then. So Overwatch didn't do anything with it. Paladins might have been, but they certainly didn't celebrate anything with it. It's incredible how every game is going after Year of the Rooster over here and is doing Chinese New Year Lunar Festival stuff. So, in the game we have the code green chest, which will turn Victor into a little green army man. They are 100 crystals each. We have the Genie chest, which is Ying's new Genie outfit. They are 100 each. We have the Colossal chest, which gives you a better chance of rare items. They're 75. And, of course, we still have the Radiant chests. And, you know, I've got a bunch of them over here. So it looks like I pulled in 600 gold. Something for the Tyra, and Crystal Capacitor generates 6 ammo per second using Repulsor Field. I call him Gazlowe. I know it's not Gazlowe, but I always think of him as Gazlowe. So let's take a look at the new hero, Torvald. He is considered frontline, so he ranks right up there now with Barrack. Buck they're calling flank, but in some ways you could call Buck frontline. Fernando, Barrack, Torvald so far for the front line. Grover used to be, then they moved him over to support. Now Makoa is considered front line, and Ruckus is considered front line. So these are kind of your tanky guys. You could also, to some degree, throw Buck in there. And like I said, Groot Grover used to be front line. Used to be very hardy and kind of tanky. So, let's go ahead and take a look at Torvald over here. Kind of looks like he's one of the dwarves out of Lord of the Rings. He has a runic gauntlet, which the patterning and the graphics on it, the art style, almost reminds me of Wildstar to a little bit. Wildstar and Torchlight. Pretty interesting. Alright, so looking at his skills, his left is a gauntlet beam that channels runic energy that locks on and deals 50 damage every 1/10 of a second to a single target. His right click recharges shields to himself, but channeling it on an enemy, it siphons shield from them and regenerates your own. One of his abilities is Runic Blast. This is the one that is occupying the movement slot. Shoot out a short-range blast that silences and disarms enemies for a second and a half. Protection puts up a big shield onto an ally. And his ultimate is Hyper Beam. Unleash the latent power of your gauntlet, channeling a blast that applies massive knockback to all enemies. And apparently he says it's working, it's working. So, let's go into training with him and see what he's like. I always wondered why they give you a queue when you're trying to go into solo training. Battleborn did that. As a matter of fact, back around more than a year ago was when Battleborn was in its first betas, and I can remember trying to do stories solo, and I have to wait in the queue to get to a private story. Okay, so
An enemy has drawn first blood.
you gotta get pretty close. Okay, here we go. Wow, that's fast. That seems like it's pretty fast. Well, these guys don't have shields. Let's wait for this to cool down. I don't know that a right click will do anything on these bots because they don't have shields, but let me take some hits. Okay, well, it certainly regenerates my shields. Let me take some more hits here. Ah, I see. I have a separate shield meter.
Enemy killing spree.
And it reduced... Okay, so I have, like, some legitimate Protoss shields over here.
Killing spree.
There's the shield protector. I'm thinking that his shields are not going to recharge by themselves unless he drains with the right click. So let's see. Move to the side. I think you are forced into the full channel of the right click. Let me get some shield drain a little bit here. Alright, so right click once. Yep. You are committed to it. Once you right click, you have to go through the whole channel.
Enemy killing spree.
So, just keep that in mind. Let me take a few hits here. Alright, now I'm going to channel. Yep. I can't even switch over to a left click or anything like that. So,
7 in a row.
be aware of your surroundings on that. You're technically locked down for a little bit there. So, more than 2 reloads
Killing spree.
to kill a Fernando.
That's not.
Just about kills a Ying in a full charge. Definitely kills a Sky. Doesn't seem like he's capable of crits. Yep.
That's 11
He
in a
is
row.
not capable of crits. Which kind of makes sense, because it does say locked on. It's... yeah, the lock on is definitely tight. I can aim up a little bit. Yeah, see? It's pretty tight.
Is unstoppable.
I don't think it's too overpowered to lock on for it. So now we're going to try an ultimate and see what the knockback is like. Oh, you have to aim. Okay, cool. So it's like a giant repulsor beam, basically. You have to sit there and aim it.
An enemy is savage.
So let's see if we can do silence and a disarm over here.
Encapsulation complete.
She's still shooting.
An enemy is annihilation.
Not too sure if that really disrupted. Let's see if she misses a step. Huh. I don't know. She still kept shooting over there. Now to see if we get some ultimate charge when I shield the Fernando over here when he's back up. No, I do not. And I don't get it for getting the shield, so looks like he only gets it for raw damage. So I'm at 60%. We'll wait until she pops back up. Yeah, does not seem to be getting any charge off of shielding people, which kind of sucks. I guess in some way with his shielding, you could almost say he's support, but probably not. And he does have to be pretty close for that to lock on. It's good to see that his ultimate also does damage aside from pushing people out. That would almost be good if they still had the death fog mode. If you were like last man standing and it was just you and somebody else on the point and you push them out into the death fog for a kill, I think that would be pretty epic. Let's see if we can get into any games with him here. But yeah, I think that would be hysterical if you're dueling it out on a point with somebody and you use the ultimate to kick somebody back into the death fog and that's where they died. That'd be hysterical. I didn't get to set up any cards for him. I'll see if I can pick him. Lately, when I've queued up for Paladins, the queue time has not been horrendously bad. It is almost midnight Eastern, and this wasn't too bad, except somebody's not going to accept, which might actually be good. Maybe I can sort out my cards over here.
Torvald.
Let's see, what do we have? Reduces the cooldown of recharge by 0.5. Okay. Increase your base maximum health. Eliminations grant you shield. Health seems good for somebody on the front line. Reduce the cooldown of runic blast. And that's all I have. If the default loadout covers the majority of the ones that I would be looking at over there, that'd be pretty cool.
Torvald.
So it looks like for the helmet, it changes his glasses. Purple looks pretty decent. I'll use gold for that. Oh boy, the glove's not going to change a heck of a lot.
Customize your champion.
Let me get my epic pony. Don't have any sprays. Don't have any MVP poses. So it looks like you're not going to see too much in the way of customization for him. I mean, glasses and the little rune on the glove is not the most colorful of stuff. Base maximum health, that seems good. Cooldown of recharge, cooldown of runic blast, reduce reload speed, nah. And I always like to go with Life Rip. However, let's look at the defensive ones.
The battle is about to begin.
I'll go with reducing the damage. That should be pretty decent. So we've got a Buck, a Pip, a Kinessa, a Torvald, and a Ying.
3, 2, 1. And so
Not bad.
it begins.
So this is a medium map. It's not one of the oldest maps that they have, but it is getting to be an older map now.
First blood.
Got him. Nice. That was cool. This Buck seems to... I don't know what this Buck is doing over here. He's just kind of sitting there. I definitely think we've got the better team here. Ooh, let me drain that shield, buddy. I ultimated him. That's kind of bad. I wonder if I could get charge from a Ying clone. That would be very interesting if I could abuse Ying clones. I definitely seem to have the better of the enemy version. Oh, that poor guy. He's getting crushed. Kind of starting to feel bad for that guy a little bit. He is... I feel like my guy is really tanky. I seem to be absorbing a lot of damage here. Be nice if somebody came in front line with me so that I could shield them. Oh, I wanted to shield that guy, but it was still cooling. That poor guy, man, he's getting slobbered. God, that was like forced choke. Man, that was funny. That poor Kinessa was getting straight up force choked over there. So I think I'm going to be even bigger of a dick and go with Life Rip, which is always one of my favorites. When I'm playing with Pip, that's what I tend to do. Oh god, I am going to be so hard to take down now.
Point spawning in 15 seconds.
We're streaking pretty badly over these guys. So we've got an 8, 7, 10, a 1, and an 11 streak over here to their 1 on Pip. Poor guy. Yeah, their Torvald is... He's getting hurt pretty bad. And it's funny, after pipping so much, I kind of am not that used to being on the front line like this. Uh-oh, that's a buck. And that buck's gonna die. Why can't I right-click on this pit? That's really weird. I might finally die here. Yeah, jackass. I was trying to wait for my right-click to come back up. That's why I wasn't engaging. I had neither shields nor health. I can't complain about finally dying. It's been a while.
Quit your rabbling.
See, I think the key to me beating the enemy Torvald all the time is I've been silencing him at the exact right moment. That locks him down. Health is pretty good. Shields are decent, more than halfway. I want to shield people, but nobody's been really that upfront with me. Once I get rid of this buck, I think I want to ultimate.
Enemies are firing on me.
Alright, health is good. Shields are about half. I think I'll recharge completely before going in. Come on, teammates. I would love to shield you. Teammates, they're all up there. Force choke. And silence him to make sure he couldn't jump away. I think I'm being pegged by the Canessa over there.
Enemies are firing on me. Victory.
Nice.
Attack the objective.
He's kind of fun for being a frontliner, which is not something I do in this game too much. I generally haven't played any frontliners.
Battle has begun.
Here's our Widowmaker. Haha. Our Victor totally got in the way of that. And she still nailed him. Best front line. My Torvald. I just feel like the enemy team was very discombobulated. They didn't seem to be together at all, and our team was pretty tight. Alright, so most shielding, most objective time, a flank kill, and a top kill streak of 11. Wow, really high up there on the credits for that one. So 14 eliminations, 1 death. The most elims on our side was 20 for the victor. God, look at the... Oh, man, the other team just got rolled. Really, really rolled. I just wonder if that was a bad case of matchmaking or whatever. 11 streak for me. The high streak was our Knessa at 17. Multi-kill. Damage pretty solid. The Victor and the Tyra did the most, which is what you would expect. The other guy shielded way more than I did. But that's because there constantly was nobody really ever around me to shield, but my objective time was crazy. So, yeah, Torvald is fun. He could be frustrating in the sense that almost everything he does will slow him down. He's not the most mobile of people, but he seems ridiculously hardy. At least mine did. I mean, the enemy Torvald didn't seem very hardy at all. He seemed like he just melted. I don't know if he was getting focused or was just getting really well-timed silences, but I seemed to be healthy pretty much the whole time, other than one time I just kind of got everybody in the little barn area over there. So there's Torvald, and it seems like there's a Frozen Frenzy tournament going on. No link to the patch notes over here, so there's not much else to talk about. But yeah, check out Paladins if you haven't. The roster just keeps getting deeper and deeper. So the ones that I've played, since my stats have never reset, I'm mostly just straight up damage. Played Cassie a lot. Pip was kind of considered damage for a long time. Now he's support for throwing the healing flask. So Cassie and Pip are really strong with me. I started off as a Grok and kind of abandoned him. I haven't been to my Grok for a while. That's why he's a 6. And I would mesh Sky in there sometimes. I deliberately went into Sky at one point to kind of increase my character pool and not just be Cassie and Pip all day. And a little bit of Ruckus. There was a time when it seemed like every Ruckus was a major fucking asshole and just diving you and getting in your face, and you couldn't get away from him, and the damage was just crazy. So I put a little bit of time into Ruckus, but not a whole lot. The other characters that I would think about playing would be Victor, Tyra. Makoa might be interesting. I think a lot of his mechanics I would be familiar with. And that's kind of about it. I've done a little bit of Ying back when she was more of a DPSer than a support. And not that many other people interest me that much. Maybe Knessa at one point, but Knessa's used to get crapped on all the time. If you pick Knessa, people would be like, oh, well, we've lost. We've got a Knessa, but she might be in a little bit of a better spot now. So, thanks for checking out this Paladins video. Take care, and happy Lunar Festival, everybody.